thanks for staying with us. So, as I said, today's our Thursday show. We call it our Open House Thursday, where we discuss things out there, family relationships. And today we're talking about being body positive or body shaming. There's always that thin line. Everybody wants to be slim, everybody wants to look healthy, everyone wants to look trimmer. But also, everybody wants to be confident in who they are, regardless of what kind of body they carry. And there was a video that caught our attention where young people, perfect Gen Z group, and we're having a young man who seemed to be quite disturbed by a fat person being called fat. She's fat. The fact that he accepts what the society is saying, that you have to look a certain way to be attractive. So in his own mind, he feels that a young person should be slimmer, a slim person is attractive, and fat people aren't. And the young lady, on the other hand, who seemed to be the person who was, she was slightly plus size, and she was trying to defend the fact that she's confident in who she is, and her bigness should not define who she is, her character shouldn't define her character. But when we saw this back and forth with these two people, it was an important conversation to have, because the truth is that there's always that part of we raise our children to be confident in their own skin, regardless of what is around them. At the same time, we also raise them to be healthier, to make healthy decisions. So how do we marry both? So some people, unfortunately, they can't help it. They're plus size, or they're big. They were born with, they said big bones, or they were told not to say they don't like big bones. But they are born in that way. And I know a family trying hard to help their son lose weight. I mean, I feel bad. I see the kid walking. My kids are in the room and in the house, and I see this kid on the road. I'm driving home from picking up the kids in school. The kids are in the car, and I'm seeing their neighbor who he's made to walk. He's a kid, he's a baby, but his parents are scared. They don't want him to be met with society that will be embarrassing him or body shaming him. So they're letting a little cute boy to walk home. Sometimes he's asking to ride his bicycle because he wants to lose the weight. So are we putting too much pressure on these kids, or what do you think about this whole thing of losing weight or being body positive in your own skin? Let me start with you, Mariam.
Okay, so, I understand body positivity, and I'm for it. And that's because, although it's a lot of people who have a lot of weight that have carried that mantra, which is, I'm who I am, I'm happy, and I carry it with pride. And it's coming from a place of abuse and shame, where if you're plus size, it wasn't always that way. There was a certain period, your plus size, you're just seen as, like, you're lazy, you eat too much, you don't really care about yourself, and that is what it connotes. So it's not just the fact that you're fat, it's the fact that you are fat because you are lazy, you don't want the best for yourself, you're not doing, So people are standing against that, because we have people really who are working out, who are eating well, but they carry more weight than others. There are body types or body shape types that just makes you fuller than another person. Now, I haven't said that. There's something I'm seeing now on the back of this body positivity, where a lot of us are just, well, it's body positivity, so I'm going to eat anything I want, eat junk, even when it's not healthy for me. I would not exercise, I won't do anything, because we are body positive. I think those are two different things. We have people who are healthy, doing their best, but this is their body, and this is their body at its healthiest. And then we have people who have just let themselves go so that they can fall under the bandwagon of body positivity. And those are the people I feel, sometimes we speak to, which is, remember, your health is important. Your heart, your kidney, your lungs, those are important. Whatever lifestyle, whatever size that you are, your lifestyle is important. And that also goes for, slim people who, unfortunately for them, which it may look like it's a good thing, you get away with not being called fat or being condemned for your size, but you don't have the right lifestyle. So your body covers all the mistakes that you're doing. You're not eating well, you're not exercising, but somehow you're slim, and then the effect of it catches you, out of the blue. And people are wondering, but she's so slim, but you haven't been doing the work. So for me, it's really about healthy living. I know people will say, oh, you die anyway. We understand everybody will die. But while you're living, are you living well? Are you healthy? And for me, I've seen lots of confident, big-bodied girls, you know, when we're growing up. You know how it is. You don't even need to work out so much. Everybody had a particular shape. They carry themselves with so much confidence. There's some clothes that you wear that just sits better even on someone who's big-bodied. And I would like to see someone in that body carry themselves with confidence. And for those who always call people out just for the fact that they look a certain size, not for their lifestyle, for me it's a problem.
Okay, when you saw this video, how did it come across to you? I'm not sure if our producer can show the video just to see, but we don't have the video to show on screen. But the truth is that what came to you when you saw that video?
When I watched it, because I'm coming from a place of where I think I was overweight, and I made a conscious effort, or I am making, I won't say I made because I'm still at it. I am making a conscious effort to lose that weight. I could not really understand where she was coming from, unless she is actually, there's nothing she can do about her size. I mean, there are some people who are that way because they are ill. You know, you have an illness, you can't lose weight. That's different. I think it's wrong to just say, oh, you are fat. Okay, let me report myself. One of our dancers is
Plus size.
Plus size.
more than plus size.
She gained the weight?
She gained the weight.
Okay.
When she started in the band, she had curves. She was nice, you know, nice big bomb, everything. She was nice. But
recently,
she will eat eba. She will drink beer. She's like now like this, and you are dancing. So I had to call her. I said, come. So you can't be dancing and be like this now. People are coming to watch. I mean, so there's a difference, because when she first started, she had body. She was not a slim person. But now she has now become a fat person. So I don't want to say, I'm not body shaming her. I'm telling her, this is your work.
For the work, yes. It's required for the job she's doing. Understood.
Yes.
But Waike, my own worry is the mentality of this young. That's why I highlighted the Gen Z part. He's a young person. You would think that their generation are more accepting. I don't know, maybe not accepting. Are more understanding or accepting of the fact that people need to be allowed to live their lives the way they choose. We're in the time where people make choices. If I choose to be plus size, I want to be allowed and be confident in my plus size. If I choose to be eating about breakfast, lunch, and dinner, allow me. As long as my character is who I am. If I'm going to, God forbid, I drop dead at 50, it doesn't concern you. God forbid I drop dead at 60, it doesn't concern you. I have made my choices. When do we get to the point where, as Nigerians, we accept adults on their choices for who they are and what they've become? Why do we always make it a point to say, oh, that person's attractive, oh, that person's not attractive, oh, she's big? Must we always label people? That's my worry, because for a young man like this, to outrightly say, she's fat. Yes, I can't be attracted to that. It's horrible, it's disgusting. That, for me, is heavy. He has no right to be saying that kind of thing to anybody else, don't you think?
Okay, maybe he doesn't have the right to say it, but he has the right to his decisions, to his preferences.
Yeah.
So now, you're right about, this is my life. I will live the way I want to live. I want to eat about morning, afternoon, and night. I am the size that I am. I love it. Good. But what I heard him say was, so this is who you are. This is your choice. Then accept that it's being described as FAT. That is it. So now you have taken this FAT, carry it with pride. So if I call you your name, don't be upset because you have accepted it.
Why you get upset?
Yes, why you get upset? Because I'm calling you the word. Then, but you know what I was saying is,
I hear you, Miriam. Yeah. I love that statement. But also what I am, I want us to look at. Do we remember, for those who used to watch Oprah then, we saw her journey back and forth. She struggled. So one thing with the fat thing is many people assume it's only those who are lazy and not eating well or have a terrible lifestyle that are fat.
there are some people, like you mentioned earlier, who are ill. And, you know, with science and everything that we're seeing now, we also notice that there are different kinds of issues that people have. Is it insulin resistance? You know, so many things. Our lifestyle is changing. Now,
contraceptives.
Contraceptives, some people have said that. Then also the kind of food that we eat, whether we like it or not, additives, preservatives in our food, in making our bodies react differently, you know, to food. Food at first was meant to nourish us. We get it from the ground, we eat it, it nourishes us, we move around. Now we get foods that have been pre-packaged and all sorts of chemicals put in it to give it its color, to give it its taste, to give it its whatever. We ingest that. Not only do we end up looking fat, we also end up really sick and we're constantly in the hospital. So the issue for me, body positivity, is about those who are accepting their curves, who are accepting, you know, their bodies, not because they're unhealthy, but because this is who they are at their healthiest. Now, I do a lot of book reading, like in schools where there are, you know, people of Caucasian people. And I find that they are quite smaller than we are. Even when they are tall, they seem, we don't say big bone, but they seem quite small boned. And I know that if you, as a black Nigerian woman, if I were to be in that space constantly, even if I was working out and everything, I may constantly feel as if I am big or bigger or fat. But really, my body type is just not the same as their body type. So for me, that is body positivity, knowing that I am a big Nigerian woman. And even if I stand beside a slight or slim, lean Oyibo woman, it doesn't mean that I am it doesn't mean that I am unhealthy, does not mean that I'm fat. It just means I have a different body type and I'm positive in that body type.
My worry, however, YK, is the fact that this thing we're talking about has started to affect our children. Kids are bullying their friends because maybe their friends are fat, they're big, girls are conscious of, I don't want to eat this, I want to lose weight, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Eat food. Yes, you get to the point where you not start being conscious. It's good for you to be conscious of what's healthy and what's unhealthy. But the truth is that we're not allowing these children live, have ice cream excuse me, have ice cream at their own discretion or when we think it's right for them to have ice cream. Right now, there's a lot of restrictions here and there. You can't do this after. I mean, which is fine, but I hate the fact that kids are now comparing each other. They're now body shaming each other because of this.
No, I mean, I saw this family somewhere. The children were fat. I'm sorry. They were big. The neck was like this. And they were eating hamburger. And they were eating, and I was just looking. What? You don't think these children should be on a diet? So am I going to say that the mother is encouraging it now? The mother is encouraging, because I'm not saying diet, but please give them the healthy food now. They were eating hamburger and they were sitting down and I was just looking and I was saying, eh?
You know we have one culture in Nigeria.
No.
Where?
When that child grows up, because you see, your size starts from when you are a child. Okay.
Wait, let me pause. You have a call. It's been holding for a while. Just 1 second. Samuel, thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The issue of this body shaming and body positivity, I like what Miriam said. The moment I have decided to accept whatever I am, I think I should be able to build the stamina within me to stand whatever comes from outside. It's more like, okay, my name is Samuel, and then you call me Samuel, and I become angry about it. I feel the whole issue of body positivity, it starts from you as an individual. You accept who you are, you carry it with pride, and whenever anybody from outside tries to attack you from it, already you've known this is who you are. So you won't get upset with whatever comes out around from anybody.
Point taken.
I really, you see, when I'm not even saying I'm slim now. I'm not even slim now.
You are. Anything
leave that one.
A year ago, when I was fatter, when you call me fat, I will just swallow it like that because
you know
I I know, and I know that the young that's waiting for me at home, nobody is enjoying it
it's not
but
their
me.
fault, right, Case? For some children that get this big, it's not their fault. They're eating the same thing other kids eat. So, I mean, I know that there was a particular kid that I was telling his mom, don't stress yourself. The boy will lose the weight as he's going because she was so worried. But now I've seen the boy, he's healthy, he's playing football in school. He's entering secondary school. But when he was much younger, she was so worried because he was really big. Listen, they will lose the fat. Let these kids eat as long as make sure that they're not overdoing it. But when your child is plus size, it shouldn't make a parent worry and start getting depressed and start forcing the child to be eating salad. No. I think you can reduce the quantity, but make sure your child has the freedom to eat as they choose to eat. That's how I feel.
Okay, so now we're
So
going.
if your
So
child
now,
wants to eat 4 hamburgers, sorry, Miriam.
No, I will not allow my child to eat one. You can have 1 hamburger, but you can't have 4 hamburgers. It's just me ensuring, but I'm not going to stop my child from eating hamburger because she's big. Because I believe that
This
as
family
she's
I'm
growing
talking
older,
about, the
she
children
will
are
lose
eating
the
like
weight
3,
or he
4
will lose the
hamburgers.
weight.
okay, so I feel we're in a different time. There used to be a time where we ate mostly food from the ground, and then we would have Coke when brand name. You have soft drinks when you go to a friend's party, and you'll be excited about that. Or one weekend, your parents get you ice cream. But now you have ice cream in your house. Mondays to Sundays, you go there, you fetch a little after food. After that, you have cake. Then you go to school, you have talk shop, you eat everything. Then you come back again. So we are eating more junk, and our children are eating more junk than we are. And the effect on us is even different for them because we have built some sort of, muscle and whatever from eating well as children. Our parents fed us well. So whatever bad behavior we have now is not affecting us as much as it's affecting them. There are more children now with diabetes and some of these health problems that we used to see in people in their 40s and their 50s. We have children who are struggling with that. So that is a health issue, and I feel that parents should be concerned about that. If your lifestyle, if your eating habits, it's something that makes your child ill, be concerned. And if your child is eating like every regular kid and for some reason that child is not doing well, take that child to the hospital to find if there's any other underlying illnesses that may be the cause. But let's just say you are, there's a way. Okay, look at Morayo now. Let me use Morayo's body type. Morayo is full-figured. She's a figure 8. She's bodied here and bodied here. Exactly.
Please stop describing me like that.
Mokasi and Bakasi.
And then
Mokasi and
her waist
Bakasi,
is
and
really
then small stomach again.
Thank you. Then you now have someone beside her who has nothing.
Lady.
Okay, please, give me a show.
Get out.
And then you have someone else who does not have that body type. And Morayo is constantly killing herself to be like that person. So you are eating about the same time, your lifestyle is similar, you're working out and everything, but you're complaining that your hips are not as slim as this one's hips. That is a problem because that's not your body type. So I want us to separate it. Body positivity is not about encouraging bad lifestyle. It's not about encouraging our children to keep eating junk. There's this very popular person that puts his child up on social media. That child looked quite unhealthy. Even the father himself, sometimes when I see him, I'm like, how does he breathe? And this child, you could hear him breathing heavily and was still eating a lot of food, and they were celebrating it. There's a culture we have in Nigeria where we give our children so much because we feel that it shows that we are finally arrived. We are now rich people.
Let me go on a
But
break.
I was just
please,
going to go there.
don't sabotage your child's health for that. Now, to show that you're rich is that your children are eating healthy foods. That's all.
I have one comment that I want to read. It says, it's from Moses Ade. It says, Adi Anikuti, it's open house Thursday. You can say anything, don't mind Morayo. So I had to just read that message.
So talking about beauty standards, because so we talked about healthy living, how to raise our kids properly, how to protect them, but today's beauty standards promotes thin waist, big front, big back, and the whole works. And many people are finding it difficult to find a spouse or find a significant other. Maybe they don't have the chiseled body, because men to have the issues with their pot bellies. A lot of men who are drinking beers every day, they're having issues with meeting, because a lot of women are demanding minimum 6-pack, minimum at least.
You
If
say minimum?
Talk,
No,
minimum.
no, maximum.
4-pack.
Minimum 4-pack, we can do.
2-pack.
But if you don't have a height, we can still manage as long as I don't want to see pot belly. So there are demands left, right, and center. So this body shaming versus beauty standard, like how do you see it? Especially because from the video we're looking at, the girl was saying, I can't kill myself. This is who I am. And the guy said, well, unfortunately, you can't get married. You can't find a spouse. You can't meet somebody. Nobody's going to be attracted to you as you are. And I'm thinking, how do people still think like that? I don't know. What are your thoughts on these body standards?
Of course, there are different body types, as we said before, and we have beauty standards. And for me, I think that there are different beauty standards per your culture. There's the Western culture that likes the very thin, slight, female body. But then there's the African culture that likes the fuller-bodied woman.
Yes.
And the full-bodied woman. And because of how mainstream Western culture is, we find our men, start leaning towards that. But we are back to a culture where we now have these slight women who are artificially, adding the features that are natural to the African woman. Because now men are accepting this beauty. There used to be, was it Lonely Londoners I read? I can't remember which book, where a man, his preference was for full-bodied women. But he would lie to his friends about it. He would not want, he really was attracted to, but he would lie to his friends because for them it was local, as in your bush, to like that sort of women. You must come from Africa to like that sort of women. So to show that you are now educated and exposed, you go towards a slimmer person. But now we have, Africa is coming into its own with our music, with our fashion, with our women, with our body type. And we can see the Oyimbos too now looking at us and saying, oh, this looks good. And trust Oyimbo, when they like something, they invent it. So they invented all the things that they fix inside. So you can have different beauty standards. This young man in the video was like, nobody would like you. You may not like it, but I've been to 2 weddings recently where the men are tiny, small, and the girls are packing it in front and behind. And I'm like, that is body positivity. He loves it so much. He's putting a ring on it. But if you don't like it, go for the other type. But it does not make, I think what a lot of girls are fighting is, don't say because I am this size, it means I am ugly, it means I am not smart, it means I am lazy. I'm just a different type of babe.
Let me take this
and
call.
you don't like me, go and find your type.
Atolagbe from Isolo, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
Good morning.
Yeah, YK in the building.
Yo.
YK in the building. Good
Yo,
morning.
yo.
Good morning, Miriam.
Morning, Miriam.
Yeah, good morning. Based on the topic, it's not all men that like fat women. Men go for slim women, as you can see, because sometimes fat make you older than your age. So men don't go for it. Look at YK. I've known YK for many years now. She's still in age the way she is. As me, YK is a fat woman with her age. Look at she's still claiming under 16. YK is 60 plus. Look at her, she's still looking very smart, looking sharp. So in terms of fatness is not something that is good for anybody at all. If you find yourself in the midst of your age, you're going to look older than your age. And based on what Maria is saying, if you see most of Nigerian young guys getting married to the wife, especially the fat ones, you hardly see them go for the slim ones. Because the slim ones will not listen to you. It's only the fat ones, because they don't have option. They want to get married.
That's so nice.
So we should control whatever we are eating. And our diet is very, very important as well. And also exercise will also help you. It's going to keep your shape, it's going to keep you smart. But once you are fat, you will not be smart. And once you are sleeping, in the midst of once you are sleeping, it will be affecting the people you are sleeping with.
Thank you very much, Atolagbe. Thank you for your view. But the truth is that I know some fat people who carry it well. They have a good height, they have good shoulders, they are confident, they speak well, they have good jobs, and it speaks from their confidence. So the only reason why they want to lose weight a bit more is for health reasons. So you don't feel weighed down, but it doesn't mean they're not attractive. I know some really attractive plus-size women who carry their weight very well. So that's why I'm trying to have this conversation, because a lot of men think like Tolagbe, once you're plus size, they just look away. They don't even give you a chance to know the beauty of your character, the person you have inside. They choose not to, just because you're plus size. And it's a problem. And for a young person, like the man in this video, I'm so sad that our producers couldn't put it on for us to watch. For a young man like that, to have that mentality that is willing to judge you on how you look without even trying to meet the person, for me, is a problem. I think the reason why I wanted this conversation to be is that we need to highlight how character should be above everybody's. When you're looking for somebody, it should be the first thing you look at before you start thinking of the person's weight. Weight can be lost as you connect with the person's character. Both of you can work together to lose weight, to help the person lose weight if you so choose, if she so chooses.
Morayo, let me just tell you something. Men are
Visual.
Yeah.
Visual.
I get that.
Visual.
I don't even know where they got that.
No, hold on.
I get that. I hear that.
Listen.
You know I don't listen. Because
no, you must listen. Wait. I let you finish. Let me say my own. Then you can answer me. See, men are visual creatures, whether we like it or not. Now, there are men who are attracted to big-boned women, fatter women. I know a man, he's only a big woman that he likes. He can never... Someone like me, I'm totally unattractive to him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, that kind of man is not going to come and... I might be very in his own space where it comes to my brain and everything. Maybe we can connect. But he's not even going to come to me because he's not even attracted to me in that way. Now, the same way, a man that sees maybe a big boned or a fatter lady says, no, he's not going to go and find out whether she's big boned, whether she's intelligent or they are in the same intellectual space. No, he's not going to go and find out. Unless they sit down, they're not even talking to each other like that, and then they start to connect.
Okay.
On
and
a
then he
different
says,
level.
I like her.
We're saying the same thing.
We're not saying the same thing. We're not saying the same thing. I'm saying a man is not going to. So if that is not his type, if that is not his type, he's not even going to go and find out whether she's his type.
The reason why I didn't want
not.
you to finish on that point is because we get that all the time. Men are attracted to what they see. Men are visual. Women are equally visual. The same visuality a man has, a woman has it. We are able to probably control ours, but it doesn't mean that I am also attracted to rubbish. I see what I like and I know what I like. So I don't want us to always make it look as if only men are visual. We're both visual, number one. Number two, the reason why I was saying the same thing is that there's a possibility if a man who is visual sees somebody who is plus size, he's not automatically attracted, no doubt about it. But because he's mentally at power, mentally superior, he's willing to have a conversation with a human being. In having that conversation, you realize that this girl is actually a good person. And gradually, the attraction begins to build. So initially, yes, you didn't see her as somebody attractive, but eventually to build. So what I'm trying to say is that we must encourage our men to be willing to look above and beyond, oh, I'm a visual person. Listen, put that aside for a second. Judge the person according to who they are. And then you can decide you don't want to be with that person. But we shouldn't always continue that men are visual. Women are equally visual.
Even if a woman is visual, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Will you look at, I remember your bucket list now. I remember your bucket list.
Yes.
Tall, dark, handsome.
Yes.
Why did you say fat, short? You didn't.
It's my own preference.
There
was a guy that
So there is no way a short, fat, no matter how intellectually in the same space he was with you, you will look at him and when he starts to talk to you, you say...
There are different factors, YK. If I was looking for money, what if I was looking for money? I'm not interested.
But if you are looking for money, that man will look like Denzel Washington.
So
it is what you are looking for now.
Morayo, I don't agree with you. Men are truly visual, honestly. And if they are going to approach you romantically, first of all, it's what they see that they would gravitate towards. I'm not saying that a man will now eventually decide only on your looks, how far he wants to go with the relationship. Eventually, there are other factors, as you mentioned, that will come into play. But with women, as visual as we are, when we want to be with someone romantically, the looks is not number one. we may see you, we like you, and then when you open your mouth and say something, we're like, please go away. A man is willing to let a lot of things go away if you look a certain way.
Yeah.
You are talking, you're not making sense, but she's fine, sha. You say something, you insult, you do that, but she's fine, sha. It takes him to maybe level 5 of your bad behavior before you say, see, with your fineness, be going. A woman, she looks at you, you have six-pack, everything. Wow, nice. Then you open your mouth and say, how was your night? Like, can you imagine? He told me how was my night. And you don't want to ever speak to that person again. Many girls, beautiful girls, we've seen them, they get married to much older men who are pot-belly but have a lot of money. They are visual, but they are also, material. So that's how it works.
Materials.
Yes.
Samuel's been holding from Joss. Thanks for calling. Sorry for keeping you. Samuel.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right?
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
You see, this is a body of beauty. You see, like in Africa, we say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You see, if you have a body that's fat as cow, and your bad character is way fatter than that body, that is why you are doing a half. But you are fat, but your character, good character is fatter than your body. You see, there's no reason men would be away from you. What you should do is this. Don't watch what you eat. Your lifestyle should be positive.
We're not talking of fat people.
Let you be more positive than your body. You see, you'll be attracted to it. But in a situation where you are fat and you don't even have value to yourself, you are not adding anything to yourself, anything value to yourself, that is where you remain fatter, quote and unquote. But you have a body that is as fat as I said, as fat as how. But your positivity and your character, your positive character, your lifestyle, everything about you is excellent. Your body will be subjected. So your character will speak about your body.
Honestly, in fact, it's not easy to be plus size in this part of the world because the kind of thing people say to you, I mean, I think that's a bit much. I mean, so don't you think society judges plus size people too much, way too much? And I think it's rather unfair.
No, I think, you see, bigger women in this part of the world have it better than slimmer women, because I used to be very slim. I used to be extremely thin, not even slim, thin. Men will be more attracted to
that was back then. Now I'm talking about back then. We like plus size.
I'm telling you,
the Gen Z guys like bigger girls.
This boy that was talking on the video is Gen Z.
He's one of the, I don't know if he's Gen Z, he looks millennial, but most of these boys I see, they like bigger girls. And that's why I also say they look at these older women. They like you full-bodied. For them, that's the epitome. All the people that they are looking at and following, all the Nicki Minaj's, the Megan Thee Stallion, all of them are big. And those are the ladies, the pictures that they put on their walls or put on their phones. So that is what they're appreciating now. When I was growing up as well, I was really thin. Nobody cared for me at all. The girls that were, you go into a place, you go into boys' school, the girls that the boys will rush were the curvy girls, you know. So we're talking fat is different from
Anyways,
bigger
we have to wrap up on
babes.
this topic. We have to wrap up on this. But I think bottom line is the truth is that everybody wants to be healthy, right? Nobody wants to walk up the stairs breathing hard and saying, feeling helpless or feeling tired. So we understand the need to be healthy. But also, because I'm speaking from the side of plus size women, we don't want to be body shamed. We don't want people to be calling us FAT. We don't want people to.
Morayo, can I ask you this
yes.
question? I've watched you diet. I've watched you go from this to this. It's not just because you self want to look attractive now. You self want to look in the mirror, put on clothes and say, man, yeah. So it's self-love.
Let me get there. Don't tell me. I made that decision. Nobody put a gun to my head and said, Morayo, go and lose weight. I made a decision that I will begin to lose weight before myself.
And
I saw that from observing, from looking around. It was my decision. It wasn't like you. You didn't put me under pressure to go and lose weight. You didn't say, how fat you're looking, go and lose weight. Nobody said that to me.
Nobody said that.
So I'm saying,
but you said it to yourself. So if they call you at that point, someone says you are fat. You still love yourself,
Yes.
whether they say you are fat or whether you are fat or not. My daughter, when she will look at me, she will hey, look at your one pack. Get out. I still like my food. Bring the food, bring the food.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've decided not to care. So if they body shame you, I'll be proud of who you are. Don't start complaining, they're calling me fat, they're calling me fat. Enjoy it. Live it. Enjoy it. That's my own point.
Yeah.
Don't, I mean,
I think we.
it's because I've decided to lose weight that I am.
Yeah.
I say when my brother,
But
there's
slim
no time
people
I
get
enter
body shamed as well.
my brother's apartment.
much as
That
us.
will not say,
See,
your
why do you
stomach.
keep saying us? Anyway,
Not as much as us.
people get body shamed as well. Are you joking? When they call it thin people, get
yes, now.
body shamed.
They will tell you,
Bonga fish. Have you heard bonga fish? I heard that a lot when I
there's
was
one
younger because I was really
like
thin.
pagao. Like pagao.
That's all we can take on this segment. Let's go. We have another topic we're going to talk about, but I think in a nutshell, let's not body shame each other. If you want to lose weight for yourself, not for anybody else. And if you're not attracted to somebody who's plus size, look the other way. The other options. Leave her alone in her own skin. She's fine. Don't have to label her fat, ugly, or whatever it is. That labeling itself is unfair and it's not nice. That's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back with our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.